Hi everyone, I'm Cedoor. I'm a software engineer and I work on Semaphore with the PSE team, but I have helped the ZuPass team with their PCD packages. And I have worked on documentation, documenting those packages, fixing some bugs, improving performances, and creating some resources for developers, and yeah, mainly with Jay. So what have we done? We have created a couple of repositories for developers to help them to understand how the PCD packages can be used and how ZuPass itself can be used. And you can find some example repositories on the ZuPass repository here. These ones, example consumer, example issuer. And and recently we have worked on a new NPM package, which is called ZuAuth. ZuAuth is basically like a package that can be used by developers to create authentication mechanism with Z-key technologies. And basically, it allows developers to, it simplifies the development of a zero-knowledge authentication system by using ZuPass tickets. So I think it's important to notice that there is Z-key here. It uses that Z-key EDDSA event ticket PCD, which represents a proof of membership, ownership of a ZuPass ticket. So tickets are issued and signed by ZuPass EDDSA key. And the level of anonymity, as you will see with Jay later, it can be decided by developers or users based on how many or what fields you want to reveal. So the repository structure is quite simple. You can find the source code in the source folder here. And there is an example. The example is pretty simple. It's an Next.js application. It's made of two components, a front end and a back end. Jay will talk about it later. So I think an important question here is, why do people need it? ZuPass is the default authentication system used by users at Devconnect this year. And having access to its events, tickets, can allow developers to build apps for specific attendees, right? So, and they can do it still making sure that users' identities are real. So it's kind of an anti-Sybil system. And even though they are not revealed, even though they are anonymous, basically. So an example here can be like a faucet. Richard talked about it in the previous presentation. A faucet can distribute tokens or ethers to Devconnect attendees, for example, by using this system. So yeah, this is all from me, and I will let Jay explain more about the ZuAuth package and the structure of our repository, and he also will show a demo application.
Okay, thank you. I'm Giacomo. I work at PSE2 with Cedoor, and yeah, together we have made this repository, which is called ZuAuth. So you can find here two different folders. The first one is the folder that contains the package, which is a streamlined package for development that enables you to make your zero-knowledge authentication application on top of ZuPass using the key EDDSA event ticket PCD. So it's a particular type of PCDs which is tied to tickets. So the idea is that we have different hooks to speed up with the development, and also some interfaces and utilities to interact with ZuPass directly. Then we have the example. And yeah, the example is basically a full stack web application, both front-end and client, and is made with Next.js and Iron Session. And you can see it has a sort of boilerplate or starter for working with zero-knowledge authentication on top of Z-key tickets with ZuPass. So let's jump on the example. So we have this interface. So you have this button, which is a login button to interact with ZuPass. And then this developer mode enables you to basically select certain type of ticket fields that must be revealed during the process. So for example, the default here in the demo is event ID, product ID, and the email. But you can choose also other fields like the ticket ID. Then by pressing the login button, it will open a pop-up with ZuPass. Let me catch it very quickly. Here you are. And in this pop-up, as you can see, only the 4 fields have been revealed during the process. So the others stays anonymous. And you're basically making a proof on top of your Zkey DDSA ticket. And by clicking proof, is going to be sent to the server for further verification. And if everything goes correctly, you'll get back a session nonce here. Oh, sorry, a session cookie. And it stays up until you log out and destroy the session. And only the reveal fields are being displayed on the top of the page. When you log out, you destroy the session. So going back to the repository here, yeah, this is the workflow of the full stack application. So when you have selected all the stuff like the fields to be revealed, could be both statically or dynamically, you can basically enable the client to to request a nonce from the server. The nonce is a random value that prevents from replay attacks during the authentication. Once you get back the nonce, you're able to interact with the pop-up to request the PCD and making the proof. And when you get back the PCD from the ZuPass pop-up, you are able to do the login. Login is basically the verification, as Richard was mentioning. The verification is just a verification of the integrity of the PCD that has been issued from ZuPass, that is a right ticket type. And then you check nullifiers, watermarks, nonce, and all the reveal fields is up to you, to your logic. Everything can be customized. When you get back the response from the server, so the cookie, the session is created and until you log out. In the main README, you can also find a sort of tutorial. So just it's worth mentioning that server and client are up to you. Those are not the package, it's outside of the package. So if you'd like to make your Zkey authentication application, you need to first go through the server side logic. You have to make 4 APIs at least. So the login, which is verification and session creation, the logout to destroy the session, the nonce to generate the random value, and this user, which is a check to see if the user has been already logged in or not. And remember to add the checks to avoid that the ticket has not been issued from ZuPass, or it is a fake ticket or is not supported. So you have to take care of this on the server side during the verification. Then the client is pretty much simple. You can just import one of the hooks, which is use pop-up from ZuAuth, and this enables you to interact with ZuPass, so requesting and receiving PCDs. Then you have to just define the logic about the ticket that you'd like to be revealed during the process. In the example, we're dynamic, but you can make those static. Then just a check when the page logs in, when the page loads, about if the user is already logged in or not, to retrieve all the session information and the local storage stuff. Then you have to create the login process. So first of all, you request the nonce. When you get the nonce, you have to interact with the pop-up and make the proof. And you do not need to take care of all the things that are needed for getting the PCD from ZuPass, because you just need to import the use ZuAuth hook, and you will find the PCD inside the state variable. And the cool thing is when the state variable gets changes, so from null, undefined to the PCD, you're ready to post it to the server to do the login. And the login does all the verification, as we said. And last things are just making something for logging out and destroying the session and clearing the storage. And you have to provide your UI, which is like the must-have is just the button. And other stuff like developer mode or displaying all the reveal fields is just up to you, up to your logic, and it's not mandatory. And this is basically ZuAuth package and how you could use it for your ZKey authentication application. And I don't know if you want to add something else. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.
We have like 5 minutes for questions.
Thanks. So is the take that like a developer could use this instead of directly using the PCD SDK? It's like, hey, this is just a package I can use specifically for authentication.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. This is a small subset of things inside the package. Like this is a small subset of the passport interface and pop-up. Like here, we are basically doing some interface stuff that is already present inside PCD packages, and also in the pop-up and utilities, you have something for like interacting with and requesting the ZKey proof. So the window that you see in the pop-up and stuff like that, which is also already present inside the PCD package.
Gotcha, cool. And sorry if I missed this, but so like if I just wanted to build a client-side web app to integrate ZuAuth, like I could import that hook you created.
Correct.
To create a pop-up.
Yes.
Is the server required or optional? Like could I just use the ZooPass server to like fetch the PCD and authenticate, or do I need to create a server on my end to kind of like log in and like return that data for the session cookie?
You have to create your own server if you want the session mechanism. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. And also we were, with the demo, we were into the PCD, the production. So we were taking our ticket, his ZK ticket, and using it for making proofs and so on. So we were already connected, but the server is totally up to you and the logic for validity of the proof on top of the tickets for the authentication stuff.
Gotcha.
But everything else is on top of ZooPass.
So the ZooPass server, like the Devconnect server, they're just returning like, here's PCD info, but if you want to set up like session management,
correct,
you would need your own backend to do that.
Correct,
okay.
Correct. Yes.
So I saw Austin demo yesterday, and I saw that he has like a different file system where he could specify which all the events and PCs that he wanted. So with ZuAuth, how you request only like which events specifically instead of like grabbing all, or?
We have a list of events, and basically we use that list to filter them. So in your ZooPass passport, you can only see a subset of events because there is that list. So yeah.
No, but can you request like specifically, like for example, only requesting like Devconnect?
Yes.
Yeah, you can. There is like an optional parameter. You can put your list. There is a default list, but yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, inside the example, you could see a usage like this. So you provide just like the product IDs or ticket event IDs, and then they get filtered inside the pop-up page. Yeah. So it's configurable. It's up to you.